Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something different. And what it basically is why do I need to focus on nutrition when I'm not trying to lose weight, right? Well, I'm not trying to lose weight, so shouldn't I be able to just eat whatever I want? Most of us don't think that way, but we know people that do, right? I'm coming off a series of trips and crazy weeks. That's why I wanted to talk about this. My body has reminded me why good nutrition is so important, even when I'm not trying to lose weight. It's something I know, right? I already know this, but I suffer the consequences when I veer too far off on occasion, which doesn't happen that often, but occasionally I do. I started this week, returning from all of these things. I started this week off feeling fatigued and grumpy and unable to make quick decisions. Like it's not just fog brain, it's slow. It's like there's much happening in my brain. I already know this is going to happen if I eat too much of this, too much of that, too alcohol of any kind, which I know the effects and I still do it sometimes. As a trainer and coach, I already know also what shift I need to do to correct the issue, and I'm on it. But I thought I'd share it with you guys because unless you're in this field, you probably don't think too much about it like I do. As I'm calculating this week macros for my private clients, it's even more top of my mind because I know that this one thing is crucial to how we feel, how much progress we make, our energy, how we think, how we react in our families, to our life, all of the things. Our emotional chaos ensues when our nutrition gets out of control. So, why does nutrition matter when you don't need to lose weight? Most of us know that this is important. We just choose to ignore it. So if you're weak and tired in the morning because you haven't focused on good nutrition for a couple of days, you will continue to choose the wrong foods and too much of it. All right. So the foods that you've consumed, food and drink you've consumed in the last 72 hours, will produce how you feel now. It has that long of effect on your system. So if you aren't getting enough protein, it could leave you feeling weak or send your cravings in a spin. That's one of the reasons I talk to my clients, which are all women, about getting enough protein. It's not just about building muscle and having the right amount of energy. Is if you are getting a sufficient amount of protein, it'll take back over the spin of your cravings, right? You know what I mean? Like the uncontrollable, I don't care anymore, I'm just gonna go eat this. Well, if you have enough protein coming into your body, that will happen less often. If you are not getting enough healthy carbs along with your protein, it could leave you dealing with blood sugar spike and fatigue. So that feeling of like just you can't do anything. Well, if you've cut out carbs, you're gonna have that. And so I never promote any kind of nutrition that is cutting out whole food groups. I've tried a lot of different things and I've learned a lot. I've learned better. Um, how, let's just talk about how is your ability to handle your emotions. If my nutrition is way off and it's been a long time, then my ability to handle my emotions and my reactions towards people, even internal, because I keep a lot of stuff internal, um, there's no balance there. not only because of like sugar spikes and things like that, but hormonal balance. So your body is a hormone factory. Different places produce different hormones, and we need a balance of all of them. And that cannot happen if you don't have the right nutrition in place. If your body is trying to handle toxins, the sugar, alcohol, too much dairy, too much gluten, then your body's not going to function the way it's designed. Your emotions will be way out of balance. Simple things might throw you into an internal fit, like it does me. Stress goes up. You end up eating even more, probably more of the wrong things. Your sleep suffers, and you do it all over again the next day because it is a big wheel, and it takes like you throw in a wrench in it and choosing to stop the cycle and get yourself better back in line with your nutrition to fix it. And it takes days, right? Because like I said, how you feel today, how your body is functioning is a result of what you've eaten in the last 72 hours at least. Let's talk about energy. Everything you put in your body or don't put in your body impacts your energy. Are you eating enough of the right things? Do you even know that? Like, how would you know? Are you steering clear of toxins and processed food and drink? If your desire is to have sustained energy, which is one of mine, energy all day long, you will need to dive a little deeper into these things that you're consuming regularly and occasionally. And you have to be willing to be corrected. Like, you have to be willing to correct yourself, is how I want to say that. So, so many of us get into this FOMO of the most popular drink for the season at the coffee place. Well, okay, one maybe, but if you're going to get those regularly, you're going to start feeling like crap. And you're going to keep craving more of it because the more sugar you put in your body, the more sugar your body wants. The more bread you eat, like if you don't have control over it, I'm not saying you should never eat bread, but bread itself, like white bread, turns into sugar when you eat it. You want to keep eating it. And then things happen in your body. I won't go into all the science. It makes you want to eat more food. That's a crazy part. Like when you go to Texas Roadhouse and they have the honey rolls. Um, you eat like two baskets of them and then you eat a full meal, right? Because you just put all that sugar in your body and things happen in your system and it's like, okay, keep feeding me. That's why they give you the bread at the restaurants. So what do? When I have toast, I do sprouted grain toast. When I have oatmeal, I do sprouted oats. Your body reacts to the more natural versions of these things differently. Chemically, like the things in your body that's happening. That was just the rabbit trail on that. Most of the things that daily we are dealing with can be tied back to our nutrition, our eating habits. Fatigue, stomach cramping, digestive issues, our skin issues, hormonal imbalances, like I said, emotional chaos, fog brain, sludge brain, overreacting to things, impatience with our kids. When we don't have control over what we're eating, or we don't even think about it at all, we also don't have control over our systems. So how do we combat this, right? If your daily nutrition consists of the appropriate macronutrient balance, you can more easily maintain hormonal balance and gut health. When all of those things are in alignment, you feel better, you sleep better, you look better, all of the things that we want. This means like you're getting the right amount of carbs, healthy fats, proteins, along with a sufficient amount of water, right? You will always hear me preach about that because all of our systems need more water than we're probably giving them. So how do you know what your macros personally need to be? So here's where I suggest hiring a wellness coach or a nutritionist who can help you understand what you need for what you're trying to accomplish. And they can break it down for you in the way you need it broken down. I do that. So message me if you need help with that, or if you have a trusted coach or nutritionist, go to them. Act, right? That's the challenge. Take action. Don't just listen and say, yeah, that's right. Actually do something about it. Once you have that, there are plenty of free apps that you could use to track your daily food. And then you can understand like what is your macro balance now. I use my Fitness Pal there, and I use the free version still because I figured out how to get what I needed from it without having to pay too much for things. There's one like chronometer, I lose or no, lose it, my plate. These are all apps to help you track your food. I use my Fitness Pal, like I said, and it's not something like you have to do every day for the rest of your life. But if you do it for a couple weeks, it gives you a good idea of are you in alignment with what your body needs. Don't try to do, don't try to change everything all at once because that'll more than likely cause you to give up, throw in the towel. This is too much for me. It's overwhelming. I have too many things going on. I got enough on my plate to not have to worry about this too. Just change one or two things a week, get comfortable with it. Change a couple of more things the next week, get comfortable with it. Listen, food is a gift that many of us abuse because, at least here, it's readily available in a lot of really bad ways. You know what I'm talking about? So all of the stuff that our palates think that we need is readily available in all of the packaged, processed, fast, easy, let's do this now way. And those are usually the things that, not the things that you need. But also, because food is a gift, we should enjoy it. We should make it work for us the way our creator designed it to be, that it would taste good, that it would be good in its natural state. It would do things that is supposed to for our bodies to stay healthy. We are all in this journey together. And aren't we so lucky to be doing this together and not have to figure it out ourselves? Let's not miss out on that. And I just did a blog recently about healthy snacks because I'm in a state where we have sports going on, 1, 2 games, and on to the next sport. And so I wrote a blog about having readily on hand healthy snacks that have a good protein and carb combination so that we aren't choosing the bad things at concession stands, or sometimes like me, I will just be hungry until I get home and then I'm so hungry that I just eat way too much. So go check out my blog for that to get some snack ideas from that. You can totally do this and it's worth it. It's worth the effort to figure out what works best for your body so that you feel good and you want to do more living the life that you were given to live. Let's go do that.